it's Vivi again. Yes, this is a different setup. Currently, I'm in New York. Not for a brand deal, unfortunately, but I am pretty much located here now instead of California, which is why we're not my vanity. Anyways, this is not the point of this video, and this video is not something that's like my content at all. It's not a get ready with me, sadly. But I just wanted to tell you guys, updated, and also this is gonna be a video where I go through basically how not to fail your state board exam 2025 edition, New York State edition, okay? So if you don't know, and probably nobody knows this on my channel because I never talk about this really, but I have been a licensed esthetician for 2 years, since I think like 2022 in California. I took my written, I passed it, and I got my license. And now since I'm in New York, for job reasons and things, I got my license here. So I had to retake the written state board exam and the practical exam. I took my practical just a few weeks ago. I'm going to talk about the practical in this video. If you want another video talking about the written, let me know. But the written's more self-explanatory than the practical. So, like I said, I got my license, my first license in California, so I did not have prior schooling in New York. But I did just get my license for it, which is why I'm going to go through it today. Bear with me if things are wrong, or if you have different tips or things that helped you in New York State pass the practical, leave it down in the comments below if you will, or just like correcting me on things, because yeah, not all of my advice may be super sound, but I did pass, so now licensed SE New York, so yeah. Anywho's, before I get started, I just want to give credit to Miss Kristin Skywriter because her video helped a lot. Although I will say Kristin's video was from 3 years ago. That's when she took her test, so there are some things that are different now that I wanted to make an updated video about, just like how not to fail. Woo! So if you are an SE and you need some guidance, some help in just like refreshing yourself, definitely watch the rest of this video if you like. What you want is to make sure that you have everything labeled. They can see that everything's labeled and that you're being clean throughout the whole thing. And make sure your frickin' sheets do not touch the ground. That's 100%. If you need to tie them both, do it. Okay? According to State Board's website, you can have 2 flat sheets, 2 white flat sheets, or you can have 1 fitted and 1 flat. Obviously, 1 fitted and 1 flat might be easier, just so the fitted one definitely won't touch the floor, and the flat you could just tie on top. I only had 2 flat, so I just tied both of them and kind of just like made sure none of it touched the ground. I was so freaking nervous. Yeah. So when you first get in there too, make sure you wipe down everything with your disinfectant wipes. I have these Clorox wipes that I took from home because I really did not have time to get anything else because I was prepping kind of last minute because my life has been pretty busy lately, but I even labeled this disinfectant wipes EPA approved sanitizer. You can also get a different EPA sanitizer, like if you want to spray one. The Clorox wipes work just fine, you know, just make sure they're an EPA approved brand. And I just, like I said, you probably didn't even need to label this. I just labeled it because I was really paranoid because I was scared I would fail. So I use that to wipe everything down. Make sure you wipe down the bag lamp, the bed, like all that stuff, and the trays that you're using, and then line the trays with the paper towel, girl. So, let's see. So the first thing that I did, the first part of the exam is the waxing. I was super nervous. When I got all of my stuff, like all my supplies, I got most of it from Dollar Tree, and I'd really recommend that because I honestly don't think I'm really going to use all these like little travel bottles and stuff. I did also take inspiration from someone else's video. I'm going to add them in the caption or just like up here, like the channel name. But I remember this girl, she also just took her state board practical and she showed like what was in her bag, how she organized things. It seems like this is a common way to organize stuff, is just putting everything in little bags and labeling that. So this one, you can see I labeled it waxing. I put in 2 pairs of gloves. Some people, in Kristin's video, she put like a whole box of gloves in hers, which I get, but I honestly just ran out of room in my suitcase because my suitcase is not like the biggest. So I put 2 pairs of gloves in here in case I dropped one of them or anything. I also put like some tongue depressors, some waxing sticks, you know, some popsicle sticks for the waxing simulation, the soft wax, which is the honey in here, and the soothing cream, which can be like any cream. Just make sure everything's labeled. This I got from a beauty supply store. This is just like the little waxing strips for the upper lip. For my exam, I only had to do the upper lip. Apparently they took out the arm wax, and I was like, thank goodness, because I just did not have room for like a bigger wax strip in my bag. I also put in cornstarch. So the way you would do things, I'll show you like a slight demo. Well, we know how to wax, but anyways, ignore that she has makeup on because, like I said, I did not even unpack this bag because I was afraid that it would fail. So I was kind of like, I'm just going to keep everything packed until I know for sure that I passed, and then I can put things away. Anyways, so what you're going to do first... Oh, I don't have my little astringent. So what you'll also need for the waxing is astringent. I need an astringent / witch hazel. You can see my little bottle of witch hazel here. So you would take that, put it on a cotton pad, like wipe the areas that you're going to wax. So bloop and bloop. Wipe it down with a cotton pad. Obviously you're doing this with gloves on. This is just like something to kind of show you. Then you would take a stick, scoop, scrape, scrape, test a little bit on your arm. Take this, hold the skin taut to test off, right? And then since you already cleansed the mannequin's upper lip, do the same thing. Apply, you know? You would wax upper lip. Obviously, you're gonna take the soothing cream, a little cotton round, and just like put it on there, you know, with a little cotton round and stuff. Kristin does a much better job of like displaying all this stuff. Like I said, there's just like certain things that she didn't have in her practical exam that now we have. A lot of the stuff is the same though, so I do really recommend you watch her video. Stuff that that wasn't in her video was that the butterfly mask and the mummy mask. I was very lucky to be blessed with a new friend when I came here, and she's also an esthetician and a licensed one. She took her test right before I took it. So in Kristin's video, I'm so sorry, I'm going to reference her video a lot because I really did watch the hell out of her video, like at least 6 times, just going over the parts I wanted to remember. She did not have the cotton mitts. So the cotton mitt is, again, you're taking that big old roll of cotton, tearing some of it off, and then I'm pretty sure my friend said that you're supposed to wet the cotton and then be able to like rip it in half and then use those as a mitt. Personally, I didn't even wet that cotton. The pre-moistened cotton, you could probably just like use one of those too. I made extras of like the mummy mask, the butterfly mask, like a lot of it just in case, not a lot, but at least like 3 of them in case I dropped one or, you know, just to be safe. So the mitt, you'll tear off some cotton, like this example piece right here, and then you'll have to like fold it up in a certain way. The way my friend showed me was like you kind of make it round, like a little mitt like this. So just like a small little thing, you'll make it like a round piece, kind of like that, like pretend that's rounder, okay? And then you'll kind of just wrap it around your finger, and you have another one right here. I'll just grab like, pretend this is also a cotton mitt, right? So you'll have these 2, make a round little piece of those. Obviously, you're also wearing gloves and the 2 round bits, or the 2 round mitts on your, so you're wearing gloves and you're using the 2 cotton mitts to do the extractions. So obviously you're on the doll head going like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And also, what would be a good idea, is to have like a little cotton on here. I also got this from Kristin's video. Again, girl, thank God you posted that because that was the most updated one. Anyway, she also said you could also put a little cotton here and just like say that you're putting the little gross extraction there, you know, the sebum plugs and stuff in there. So you're wiggling with the sides of your fingers with these little cotton mitts. And then you can throw these away and the gloves away in the biohazard bag. So the butterfly mask I can show you. The butterfly mask that I'm talking about is basically you're making like taking cotton, stretching it out a little bit, not stretching it so thin to the point that you can like see through it and stuff, but this is the butterfly mask. As you can see, it's kind of like a little butterfly across the base, right? So you would put that kind of like this. Well, not like this. Kind of like this on the mannequin, right? Not covering the eyes or anything, but like kind of how I had it, like that. Right? So, yeah, it kind of makes like a butterfly shape. You put that on her. I think you're supposed to also put it on her during the skin analysis, what I forgot to do because I saw the other girl is doing that. Try not to look at the other girls when you're doing it. So, anyways. And then you also have a mummy mask to do. So the mummy mask is basically, you still have the butterfly mask, and then your mannequin also gets added basically like a little chin right here, and also, let's say you want to just, and then like up here, like on the forehead. So in actuality, you would have butterfly mask, the chin and the forehead, and that's basically the mummy mask. I can kind of show you like this. Oh god, it's so ugly. Okay, don't talk about the fact that it's ugly, okay? But you're kind of just like having the forehead, the nose, and the chin right here. If you can make it prettier, you can make it prettier. Mine was not very pretty, to be honest. So obviously your mannequin head, don't come in with anything on it, don't have makeup on it already. Make sure she's nice and clean. And then for the makeup, it's pretty much the same thing. You're doing a daytime look, just very basic. You have to use two different colors. Make sure all your makeup is labeled. Make sure you have different pencil sharpeners. Make sure between the sharpening you're spritzing, just in case. Spritzing with alcohol and your labeled alcohol bottle. When in doubt, spritz with alcohol. When in doubt, disinfect, honey. That's what I mean. So this is my daytime look. Ignore that it's like smudged and everything. Try to find like a foundation that sort of matches. You can see that it doesn't really match from like, yeah, like it doesn't really match. I got my makeup kit from my really kind friend who let me just use hers because hers was from her school and, you know, she was done with it. She didn't need it. So yeah, you just draw on little eyebrows, all this stuff. I basically again copied like Kristin's look, which thank goodness for her, like I said, because I needed help. A lot of help, obviously. But yeah. But like I said, very basic. I just like try my best to make everything even, look nice. The makeup portion is pretty easy, but you do just want to make sure you actually have a little, this is my friend's that she graciously let me use, and again, I stuck a label on it because I was nervous. So for this, also, so you kind of have like this little puppy pee pad, I don't know, and you lay it underneath your doll head, you know, just like, probably blue side up, I think. I saw a lot of girls with blue side up. So pretend this is a table, and then you're laying your doll head on like this, right? And then you have your little, oh my god, I have to clean everything again. You have your little drape. So again, this is from my friend's school. I don't really know where you would get this. Check, you know, everywhere you can check online, wherever. And I kind of just did this. Like, you lay her on here, and then I just kind of like wrap this around her neck like this. Here comes the bride. Anyways. So I just wrapped it around her neck and then laid her down and then started doing her makeup. So also, for the makeup portion, I would try to check out, again, most of my supplies is from Dollar Tree. A lot of it's from Ulta too. So the sponges, I also needed these makeup applicators. And then again, I just labeled everything because, and I covered the Ulta because you're not really supposed to have anything that's associated with certain brands or whatnot. So these are just little sponge applicators that I got. They're usually near like the checkout, like towards like the Ulta Beauty stuff, and then you can find like their stuff. I would have gotten this from 99-cent or the 99-cent store or the Dollar Tree or just like a beauty supply if I had time, but I really only had time to go to Ulta, so just little sponges, these little makeup applicators. Actually, if you don't have a spatula to scrape out your makeup, this works pretty well. So I just like literally took the little applicators and like scraped it in there and scraped it into my little makeup palette. The makeup palette, I even labeled makeup palette because I was nervous. Like I said, I need to clean this. Girl, if my friend is watching this, I'm sorry, I gotta clean everything. But yes, I scraped everything in here, I pumped the foundation in here, and then you would just use your sponges and pat everything on the face. Try not to double dip if you can. Really try not to double dip because that's going to be labeled as unsanitary. And of course, like I said, all the sharpeners, clean them. Make sure everything's clean when you're there and nice looking because the presentation matters, you know? But yes, everything, lay it out how you're like in the order that you're going to use it, and it'll be much easier for you to do the test because you are timed on everything. They tell you how long you have, and they tell you like you may start blah blah blah, you know, between each thing. So like I said, just make sure you're on time. You can check in. Everything's in a neat little box or like bag or something, like organized. Everything's labeled. You're sanitizing between like your hands and like whatever tool you're using with the if you need with the disinfectant wipes, and you should be good. Everything clean, everything pristine, everything beautiful, everything's good, you know? Oh, another big thing. Okay, so during the facial portion, the mask that I had brought with me looked like this, right? So it's not necessarily even charcoal, it's just a clay mask. But before I even put this on my doll head, because you're supposed to do the little facial and then you're supposed to put on the mask, and then after that you would put on the mummy mask. So keep that in mind. It is facial, treatment mask when they tell you put on the treatment mask, and then you put the mummy mask on top. Okay, just keep that in mind. I also forgot that you're supposed to do the mummy mask second. So I started putting on that little mummy mask, and then I put this girl on top. And then they were like, why are you doing that? And I was like, I'm nervous. And then they were like, you need to like, stop it. And so I was like, okay. And then they told me instead of using this, because they were like, this is going to be way too hard to get off. So if you have charcoal or clay, I guess they discourage you from using it. So just find a mask that is like a lightweight moisturizing mask or just a different color than your doll head's face. So they made me like play pretend with my little cleanser that's green here, see? And you know, you just apply that with the little popsicle stick instead. And as for daytime protection, all right, I don't know if what I'm about to say is going to be 100% accurate to what you're supposed to do, but let's see. My daytime protection was in this little cream, you know, thing, labeled daytime protection, of course. So what I had done at first was open it up, use my stick to take it out, and then put it on the back of my hand. According to the lovely instructors there, they were so nice to me. I didn't deserve it because I was unprepared, mama. Anyways, they were so sweet to me, and they told me like, hey, that's unsanitary. That's unsanitary. Your school should have told you that. So I was like, yikers, I'm gonna fail. But instead, what I think you're probably supposed to do then is take this, scoop out only a little bit, scrape the side, and then you're supposed to put it on her and then spread it out with your hand. That's what I'm thinking. Or you're supposed to just do it like how you did the mask, just with the spoon and then, or just with the stick, and then like spread it across her face. I'm not 100%. People that went to school in New York, please let me know what you're actually supposed to do in the comments below, because I was like, girl, I'm gonna fail. So that's another thing. Do not take the daytime protection, do not take the daytime protection, take it out with with a stick and then do not put it on the back of your hand. Do not put it on the back of your hand because they will be like, that's a big no-no. Do not do that. So something else to keep in mind because I had no idea about that. Yeah. So that's just like a warning. Also, here's another tip. So like I said, I got a lot of my stuff from Dollar Tree. This is like the original container that the Dollar Tree had this like vitamin E oil. It's technically a body oil. And my friend told me that I needed baby oil and stuff. Like I said, everything will be listed down below, like the supply list, all the stuff. You'll be able to check it out. I'm gonna just like put it all. So they tell you need baby oil and also like a cleansing oil, daytime protection, all that crap, right? Are they really gonna know what's in each different bottle, baby? What I did was I only bought this and I labeled it massage oil, right? And then I had, you don't even have to double cleanse, you just cleanse once. But just in case, I had a thing called cleansing oil. Guess what this is, baby? It is just put into 2 different containers and labeled 2 different things. Because was I going to spend more money on baby oil and massage oil? Hell no. Right? Because why would I do that if I could just label it something else? Are they really going to like take it and sniff it and check? No. So, and guess what this is? Soothing cream also doubled as my daytime protection. But as long as it is covered, labeled with a different label, they're not gonna know nothing, you know? Yeah. And then you'll have this spray bottle of water. Honestly, I didn't even really use this, but I would just have it in case, like, one of your pre-moistened cottons fell. You had to take, you know, just the dry cotton and spritz it with this or something. I didn't even use this, but in case, and it's good to have because I see you have to have it, so just have it in case. And also some of the stuff I didn't know I'm gonna spend money on. This is an actual cleanser that I just don't really like, or like it's fine, but it doesn't really suit my skin, and I had it at home and I was just gonna leave it there, you know, so just use it for state board. So just get a little thing from Dollar Tree and like fill it up with like old stuff that you don't even want, and then you can label it anything you like, you know, because they're not gonna be like, that doesn't smell like a cleanser. Girl, who's gonna do that? You know what I mean? So there's that. Have your 2 containers labeled dirty and clean. I labeled this in every freaking corner because I was like, what if they don't see it on the top? What if they don't see it from this side? What if they so I literally labeled dirty, 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 even in like, you know, so they can freaking see that. If you want, I would get a different container. I got mine from Michael's. It wasn't that expensive, but mine opens from like the sides, which is sort of annoying. So I would get one that's already like, if you can get it, get one that's sort of like the nail implements, because that opens from the front only and it goes like this. And that's a lot easier. I was just very short on time when I was getting all my stuff, so that's why I had to get like this pencil case thing basically. But really, you just need something that's clear and has a lid and will snap shut. And label it, of course, you know? Obviously, as you use your little implements, you're going to be putting them in the dirty from the clean. So like I said, just label everything clean, 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 bam, clean. And I just put some extra popsicle sticks. You can also put in like gloves in here too if you need like extra clean gloves. And make sure just in the clean container when you take it out. Also, this is another thing. So yes, the extractions you have to do manually, like with your hands with the mitts, as I was saying before. Do not, I repeat, because I made this mistake in the beginning. Luckily, it was only $1 from the Dollar Tree. I bought the little manual like stick one where you can like squeeze it down. Apparently, those are not legal in New York State. I did not know that until my friend told me that, and I definitely would have whipped that little thing out and started doing the metal like extraction on the face. Luckily, my friend told me that. So just, yes, for the extractions, only use those 2 little cotton mitts in your fingers. Throw that out in the biohazard bag, like I said. Just be aware, okay? Things are different here, girls. Just be aware. And of course, you know, have hand sanitizer at the ready. I didn't label this one, but it's much better if you have a pump hand sanitizer because you do not have time to be like pouring it out, you know, just you pump, sanitize, move on. That's how you do things. Make sure you sanitize between each step. They're watching you, okay? Be clean. Don't be stinky. That's what I'm saying. Just remember also, wear gloves when needed. So like during the extraction, wear gloves. During waxing, wear gloves, you know. I think that's like really the only 2 times you really have to put on the gloves. Oh, of course, during tweezing, wear gloves. Make sure to sanitize between everything, you know. What also helped me a lot was on the state board website, you can scroll down and it'll tell you like the tasks for the practical exam and also the supply list. They also say to have a drape. I'm pretty sure you really only need that for makeup because I didn't have a drape for the head. I literally used a towel for the top of her head and a headband. So make sure you have a little headband for her and just make it look neat and nice. I also labeled my bowls because I was scared. So I said, because one of the things said you can put in pre-moistened cotton in one of the bowls if you need to hold it. And then one could also be a bowl where you just put it before you're going to discard. So I put cotton to be discarded because I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this test is as strict as I thought it would be. I really thought I would fail because I was very scared because I've never taken a practical before this one. But anyways, don't be scared. Another tip is if you really need a like refresher course, I really do recommend like looking into a school that does a refresher course and you'll feel much more prepared. I do recommend you pay for it if you haven't taken the New York State practical before, or if you just didn't go to school in New York State and you want to come and like, you know, get your things together here. I do really recommend you take a refresher because I didn't do that, and not necessarily that I felt unprepared, but I think it would have made me feel better that I did it before, like I knew what was going on before that. So I would say those are like my biggest tips. Just make sure everything's clean. Everything's labeled. You're sanitizing between, you're good. I keep repeating myself, but that's really the biggest thing that they're looking for is that you're clean. If you're dirty, girl, you have to retake it. But again, I feel like I flopped and I still passed, so that's a really good sign. If you can, goodness gracious forbids, if you fail, you can always retry and just make sure you know what you're doing. But anyways, those are my biggest tips. I believe in you, and good luck, everyone. But yes, this was how not to fail your aesthetics exam in 2025. New York State edition. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and sorry this is sort of like a random video on my channel, but I wanted to have this out here for the general public. Thanks for watching. Bye! Oof, it's been a while. Excuse me while I apply my Dollar Tree lip gloss. I know, my face is minimal. It is kind of scary. What happened to Vivi? Like, who kidnapped her and replaced her with me? Nobody, but... and yes, this is a whole different thing, setup. I can't really go into that right now. Well, I'm not necessarily can't go into it, but... Hold on. Girl, give me a sec. So, that is... Lord have mercy. That is basically... Oopsies. Okay, pay attention. Also, make sure your bags face the front. Like I said, I have no idea how I passed. Just make sure that you're being super sanitary with everything. I'm so sorry, I'm getting like so freaking itchy because there's little cottons flying around everywhere. This stuff. Anyways, like I said, Mama, I don't really know how I passed, so that was really lucky for me, but I'll show you how this looks. You have the top and then the bottom chin. Mama, I have, wow.